Forest of Kivsalossa. The Great Forest of Kivsalossa is the home of the Kivs, who were introduced earlier in the game. The Kivs live in a matriarchal society. Their ruling queen's name is Rishkivulius. If the players try to find the Kivs, they will be met with many tricks and riddles to test the player's intelligence and fighting prowess. If the players reach the middle of the forest, then the Kivs will trade with them. Kivs make the finest magical weapons of any race, but their weapons are also the most expensive. It is difficult to find the elusive and powerful Kivs, but well worth the effort. Most people who try to find the Kivs too early in their career die in the attempt. As the players reach hero status, it is up to the sage to say when the players are at hero status, and if they become friends with the Kivs, they have a chance to learn about bonding. That is when a cleric and wizard join minds, and if it is successful, then the cleric can do wizard spells, and the wizard will choose a deity and be able to do clerical magic. Clerics now have the same mana as wizards, and wizards gain a physical bonus so they can start to fight with weapons. For this bonding to work, it can only be done in the Kiv's capital city. The sage will shake the 20-sided die and either roll a 1 to 10 or 11 to 20. The players who are doing the bonding will have one chance to guess which group the number is in. If they are wrong, they are both dead and cannot be resurrected. Abi-i-Hassan. Abi-i-Hassan is the capital city of the forest ruled by the powerful Kivs. As mentioned, the Kivs make the best and most expensive magical weapons and gear. They also make wonderful non-magical goods. There are no roads to their city, and the travelers who think they are strong enough to go find them can try at any time. The Kivs will test them with many different riddles and tricks. Many travelers do not survive the test, so it is important to ensure you are strong before you attempt such a trip. The only people who never attempt the trip are the elves, as they seem to have a strong hatred towards the powerful Kivs. Clerics. There are very few clerics in the town, as the only ones here are usually hero status. Please don't mess with them, or their deities will smack you down. Guilds and others. There are no guilds here. Wizard's Tower. There are some powerful wizards in the town, usually here trying to convince some of the clerics to bond with them. This happens rarely due to the high mortality rate associated with bonding. Marketplaces. The Kivs run all the marketplaces and are usually fair with prices. Guards. The Kivs guard the town, and the people who make it here are always on their best behavior. They don't want to get kicked out and never be able to return. Black market. There is no black market here. Said. Said is the main home to the wizards, located in the northwest part of the forest. There is a huge wizard population in the town, run by 4 of the most powerful wizards around. There is always an undercurrent of political activities, and many strangers are not allowed into the city. It is very hard to sneak into the city due to the spells on the walls and gates. Many strangers that are let in leave quickly because they feel that they are being watched at all times, even though no one is seen around. Most people in the town don't trust each other, and many duels happen in the streets every day. Luckily, they are not usually till death, just till one person incapacitates the other. Clerics. There are very few clerics in this town, as the wizards don't trust them or any deity in particular. One of the head wizards has bonded, so his deity, the bestiary deity, has a small temple in the town protected by him. Guilds and others. There are very few guilds here, as the wizards control almost everything in the town. Wizard's Tower. There are 4 massive, super well-protected towers in the 4 major parts of the town. Each one of these towers is the home to one of the 4 head wizards. They all rule their section, and everyone in their section owes allegiance to that wizard. Marketplaces. There are many goods sold here, and almost anything someone would want can be found here. Guards. All guards in the town, except the clerical temple's guards, listen to the guidance of the wizard of the section they work in. You can get away with a lot if you are friends with one of the ruling wizards. Black market. There is a black market here that sells lots of magical items and wizard-related things. This is a good place to sell magical items if you can get to the market. Ibn Abi Sad. Ibn Abi Sad is located next to a very large stretch of unexplored forest. This is a very well-guarded town since many interesting creatures will come out of the forest at all times. This is also a town known for its great hunters and trackers, and they are said to be able to track and follow anyone, magical or not. They are expensive, but well worth the price. Many travelers on the way to trying to find the KIVs end up at this town trying to get help from these trackers to find the KIVs. This is something they will not do under any circumstance. None of them have a death wish. Clerics. There are always a few bestiary, war, battle, and earth clerics in the town. They enjoy the forest exploration, the constant fun battles, or the chance to go hunt down some evil creatures. Guilds and others. The guilds in the town are kind of ignored, and this makes them grumpy. They usually try to push people around now and then they get killed by the guards. Wizard's Tower. Some wizards live in the town, trying to trade with anyone who comes back from the KIVs. So far they have had luck with one person in the last 10 years. Marketplaces. There are a lot of different, homemade goods here. All the goods are basic, but very high quality, worth the while to buy some if you are in the town. Guards. There are many guards in the town, and they are all good fighters. They keep the town safe from all threats, both inside and outside, and are very proud of their work. Black market. There is a small black market here, but usually it has very few customers. It is just kept open on the off chance that someone can come in with some KIV weapons to trade with. Al-Fasi. Al-Fasi is the town closest to the KIV capital building, and every once in a great while there is a KIV in the town chatting with someone. There are a lot of trails leading from the town towards the KIV village, and they have never been mapped, since they keep changing. The town enjoys waiting a few days after travelers have gone into the woods, and then going after them to retrieve their bodies and their goods. The bodies are usually within a 1-mile walk, by whatever path the traveler had chosen. Clerics. Many clerics travel through the town. They seem to want to be the lucky ones to be able to chat with the KIVs whenever they appear. They are usually smart enough to not try to go find the KIVs themselves. Guilds and others. There are some basic guilds here, and they work with the hunters and farmers mostly. Wizard's Tower. No towers here, but a few wizards are usually around. Marketplaces. There are a lot of different, homemade goods here. Most travelers can find all the basic needs here, with a few special items now and then. Guards. The guards are a tough bunch in this town, and are very good at killing first and asking questions later. Due to this, there are very few people that cause trouble in the town. Black market. The market here is small as well, and they are hoping that someone would come on in and sell some KIV weapons to them. Rarely happens. Zachariah. Zachariah is a small anomaly in the forest. This town has lots of different merchants who move goods through this town to all the other towns in the forest. Due to this, there are always a lot of people in the town from all over, and there are all kinds of strange goods to be purchased at all times. Clerics. There are many different clerics here and a small temple to all the sects here. The clerics here are always willing to learn from travelers, and many will join them as they travel the world. Guilds and others. All the guilds are here, and they are usually very busy. They make a lot of money in the town and help the guards to keep the peace to protect their profits. Wizard's Tower. There is a decent wizard's tower in the town, and there are always a few wizards here to chat with. Marketplaces. Many different marketplaces throughout the town, and they sell types of different goods to everyone. Unusual and strange items can also be bought, sold in this town. The prices are high here, but you can sell things for a good price as well. Guards, the merchants' guards, guild guards, and town guards all work together in the town to keep the peace. The town's like its money if you like your health and keep the peace. Black market, there is a decent market here, and they have many different things that can be bought and sold here. Worth the trip to sell magical items here. Almandia. Almandia is the town closest to the Dwarven Mountains in the south. Due to this, they have a lot of mountain monsters and goblins that wander around their woods and towns. The town is heavily fortified and is ready to destroy all creatures that dare to attack it. This is one of the only forest towns that set a patrol for about a 1/2-day march in every direction to protect the dwarven traders that come to the town to sell their wares. This is the best town to buy inexpensive dwarves' goods. Dwarves' goods are the best quality weapons and armor you can find, with only the KIVs making better. Just don't tell that to the dwarven merchants. Clerics, there are many different clerics here and a small temple to all the sects here. The clerics here are always willing to learn from travelers, and many will join them as they travel the world. Guilds and others, all the guilds are here, and they are usually very busy. They make a lot of money in the town and help the guards to keep the peace to protect their profits. Wizard's Tower, there are few wizards in this town. The dwarves don't like them much, so the town doesn't either. The visiting wizards all seem to either find a dwarven axe or crossbow bolt in their faces when they don't leave after a few days. Marketplaces, there are massive marketplaces around the town. They sell all kinds of goods and many dwarven-made goods. Of course, it is a bit more expensive than other goods, but you can sell it for good money if you carry it outside the forest. Guards, the guards here are good fighters and like to keep their merchants happy. Many times dwarven shock troops will be seen outside the town, letting off steam, as they like to put it. This steam usually involves goblins getting cut into little pieces. Black market, there is a huge black market here, and almost anything you want can be found here, or they can try to get a dwarf to make it here. Mani. Mani is the major port city in the forest. They have a huge docking system, though not as big as the plains and the desert cities. Many people arrive through this city, and the Thieves Guild is known to have a huge presence here. It is a good city to go to try to join that guild. This is a big city, and it is well protected so merchants can feel safe as they travel through the city to other places. There are rumors of an underwater city offshore in a large sunken cavern. It is said that there are lots of undiscovered treasures to be found there. There are a lot of pirates in the waters offshore, so pirate hunters can make a lot of money here. Or find an early grave. Clerics, there are many different clerics here and a small temple to all the sects here. The clerics here are always willing to learn from travelers, and many will join them as they travel the world. Guilds and others, all the guilds are here, and they make lots of money in the town. There is a lot of fighting between the guilds, and a clever fellow can find ways to make a huge profit off of this. Wizard's Tower, there is a nice wizard tower here, and many wizards come here to try to convince clerics to try to find the KIVs with them. Most wizards don't come back from that adventure. Marketplaces, there is a huge central market in this city, and it has everything that you could ever want to buy. Guards, there are a lot of different guards in the town, and everyone behaves pretty well. It is known that if you are put in jail, the Thieves Guild will break you out for a decent price or a fair trade. Black market, there is a huge market here specializing in stolen goods. They will take whatever you have, no questions asked. Just make sure the Thieves Guild gets their share. Yarcube. Yarcube is the town directly across the river from Siniska. Many people will cross the river to this town only to learn that the people of this town are farmers and mostly fishermen. The town smells a bit like fish, but they have some of the most exotic fish in the whole of the kingdoms. They like to be a quiet town, and the strangest thing about the guards is that they are extremely deadly. They have their special guild and are very careful about who they let in it. Anyone who makes it into the guilds can name their prize as special guards to the kings and rulers of the kingdoms. There are always druids in this town, and they seem to get along with the guards very well. The forest around the town within a 1/2 day's march is very safe. It is said that a goblin tribe attacked once, and all goblins, 350, were killed, and only one guard was killed. Clerics. There are many different clerics here and a small temple to all the sects here. They always seem a little confused as they wander the town but can never really figure out why. Guilds and others. There is only one special guild here, and they make sure all merchants are independent. This can make for great or horrible prices. Wizard's Tower. There are a lot of wizards that travel through the town, but not many stay here. They don't feel comfortable in the town for some reason. Marketplaces. The fish markets here are the best you can find. If you can keep the fish cold, you can sell it across the river in Siniska for a huge profit. Guards. As mentioned before, the guards are all part of their guild, which is a semi-secret group. They are very careful about who joins them, and anyone who wants to have to go on small quests to prove themselves worthy. Black market. The black market here always gets frustrated. When they try to do anything naughty, the guards always seem to know and kill the troublemakers. Margini. Margini is midway up the river that separates the plains and the forest. They are rezoned for a great place to come and relax. There are many hot springs in different parts of the towns, and many small, quiet bars and restaurants. If you are looking for a wilder time, it is always suggested to just leave and go in the forest to try to find something to fight. Clerics. There are usually some clerics here relaxing and rebuilding their mana. Guilds and others. There are many guilds here, but they never make a lot of money. Most of them here just hang out and relax. Wizard's Tower. There is no tower per se, but there are always a lot of wizards in the town, trying to figure out how the hot springs work. They swear it is magic, but the town says it is not, just natural. Marketplaces. There are a few small marketplaces, and all the merchants are strangely laid back. Guards. The guards in the town are very strict about making sure people don't cause trouble. They are always on patrol and throw out, arrest anyone that causes trouble. Black market. There is a market here, and they specialize in relaxing drugs that seem to keep the town happy. Fari. Fari is the town up at the northeast corner of the forest. They are a well-fortified town, as they are only a few days away from the massive mountain range to the north. There are many times when wandering creatures and beasts come down to visit. They are mostly hunters and fishermen, as the town is along the river. Some of their trackers have said that they found some very interesting old dwarvish-looking ruins to the far north. They have not been able to clear them out yet, but have at least located them. Clerics. There are usually some clerics in the town, especially bestiary and earth. There is one large temple in town that is shared by all the sects. Guilds and others. All the major guilds are located in the town, and make a lot of money with furs that the hunters bring in from the surrounding forest. Wizard's Tower. There is no Wizard's Tower here, but there are usually a few wizards here as they travel through to make their way towards Said. Marketplaces. There is one major marketplace here, and it makes most of its business in trading. They always welcome fresh money and like to chat with travelers. Guards. The guards are all good warriors, and usually worry about threats from the forest, and not from the town. They like to take care of any internal troubles quickly. Black market. There is a decent market here, and they trade in all types of goods.